The year is 1936. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. The United States of America is drowning in the deepest, darkest depths of the Great Depression. Across the nation, factories are shuttered, bread lines stretch for miles, and millions of people are completely devoid of hope. But you are not standing in a starving industrial city. You are standing in a small, sweltering, sun-baked railroad town of barely 6,000 people. Yet, this tiny patch of desert is booming. It is a chaotic, cash-flush anomaly, completely immune to the economic collapse of the outside world. Why? Because 30 miles away, the federal government has just finished building the largest, most impossible architectural structure in human history. And because the state of Nevada, desperate for tax revenue, has just done something completely unthinkable. They have legalized gambling. Using AI trained on historical archives, thousands of 1930s newspaper clippings, and the engineering blueprints of the New Deal, we have meticulously reconstructed the exact moment Las Vegas transformed from a dusty watering stop into the entertainment capital of the world. We are going to strip away the modern mega resorts and the polished corporate facades. We are going to walk through the raw, gritty, incredibly loud reality of 1936. Imagine feeling the ground shake from the newly activated turbines of the Hoover Dam, walking past the speakeasies of Block 16 and watching a town desperately invent its own Wild West mythology just to keep the tourist dollars flowing. Experience the absolute birth of Sin City from the inside out. Let us step back 90 years. The day begins at 5 a.m. The sky over the Spring Mountains turns a pale, dusty violet. You wake up in a small, unair-conditioned room in one of the new auto courts lining the edge of town. The air is already warm, carrying the distinct dry scent of sagebrush, baked sand, and the faint smell of engine exhaust. The town is small enough that you can hear the heavy, metallic screech of the Union Pacific locomotives pulling into the depot at the end of Fremont Street. You splash your face with water from a ceramic basin. You dress in light, practical clothing, a cotton shirt and wide-legged wool trousers. Men in Vegas do not wear the heavy, formal three-piece suits of the East Coast. The brutal Mojave sun makes that a death sentence. You step outside and walk toward Fremont Street. In 1936, Las Vegas is essentially just a few blocks of civilization surrounded by an ocean of nothingness. Fremont is the only fully paved street in the entire town. As your leather shoes hit the hot asphalt, you dodge a chaotic mix of early Ford V8 motorcars and horse-drawn wagons. The city is experiencing severe growing pains. Over the last 5 years, thousands of desperate, single, hard-working men flooded into the valley to build the dam, completely overwhelming the local infrastructure. You stop at a small diner for breakfast. You pay 25 cents for a plate of eggs, thick-cut bacon, and a cup of black coffee. The diner is packed with rough-looking men in denim work shirts and heavy boots. These are the dam workers. Construction on the massive project officially concluded just months ago, and while many have moved on, thousands have decided to stay, their pockets flush with government paychecks. They are men who spent the last 5 years dangling from cliffs on ropes and breathing dynamite dust. Now they want to drink, they want to gamble, and they want to spend. And you are going to see exactly where that money came from. By 8 a.m., you borrow a car and drive 30 miles southeast of the city, out into the punishing, jagged expanse of the Black Canyon. You are approaching the Hoover Dam, or, as it is fiercely called by the locals and the Roosevelt administration right now, the Boulder Dam. Nothing you have seen in your life prepares you for the sheer, terrifying scale of this concrete monster. You park your car and walk to the edge of the canyon. Dropping an impossible 726 feet into the gorge is a solid, sweeping, perfectly smooth wall of pale concrete. It is the tallest dam in the world. It holds back the violent, unpredictable Colorado River, creating Lake Mead, a massive reservoir that stretches for miles into the barren desert. You stand on the crest of the dam, looking down. The wind howls through the canyon. You are looking at the blood and sweat of an entire generation. You know the stories. You know about the temperatures that reached 120 degrees in the canyon floor, baking the workers alive. You know that 96 men died building this, crushed by falling rocks, drowned, or struck by heavy equipment. But you also hear the deep, continuous mechanical hum vibrating through the soles of your feet. You take an elevator deep into the belly of the dam, down into the powerhouse. The interior of the dam is a masterpiece of Art Deco design, with polished terrazzo floors and gleaming brass fixtures. Here, massive hydroelectric generators have just gone online. Water is rushing through colossal 30-foot steel penstocks at terrifying speeds, spinning the turbines. This is the absolute turning point for Las Vegas. This machine is generating staggering amounts of impossibly cheap electricity. Before this year, Vegas was dark. Now the dam is sending a relentless, roaring river of electrical current directly back to the city limits. You drive back to town, following the massive steel transmission towers marching across the desert. By 11 a.m., you are back in the city limits, and the temperature is climbing past 90 degrees. You walk down First Street toward an area the locals refer to simply as Block 16. While the federal government built a clean, heavily policed, alcohol-free model town called Boulder City right next to the dam to keep their workers out of trouble, it didn't work. The men simply drove to Las Vegas, and Block 16 is where they came. This is the legally sanctioned red light district. It is a row of saloon-style buildings that look like they were pulled straight out of the 1880s. Establishments with names like the Arizona Club and the Star. Prohibition ended 3 years ago in 1933, so the liquor is now flowing legally, but the vice has been here the entire time. You walk past the open doors. Inside, you see long mahogany bars, men playing high-stakes poker, and women leaning over the balcony railings above. The local police and the mayor perfectly understand the economics of Block 16. The city heavily regulates and taxes the saloons and the sex workers, using the money to build schools and pave the roads. It is a highly organized, completely unapologetic system of municipal vice. But you can feel the tension in the air. The military is beginning to complain about the district, and within a few years, the looming shadow of World War II will force the city to shut it down forever. But today, in 1936, the music is loud, the whiskey is cheap, and the town is unapologetically raw. By 2 p.m., you walk back to the paved surface of Fremont Street, and you are thrust into a bizarre, manufactured spectacle. The street is closed to automobile traffic. Almost every single person you see is dressed like a cowboy. Men are wearing 10-gallon Stetson hats, leather chaps, and boots with spurs. Women are wearing long pioneer dresses and bonnets. You are experiencing the Helldorado Days. With the dam finished, the city leaders realized they were about to lose their primary source of income, the thousands of construction workers. Desperate to attract new tourists, the local Elks Lodge invented a brand new festival in 1934 to celebrate the city's Wild West roots. The irony is that Las Vegas was founded by railroad men and Mormon farmers, not gunslinging cowboys. But Vegas never lets the truth get in the way of a good show. This year, 1936, is incredibly special. It is the very first year they have added a professional rodeo to the festival. You walk toward the newly constructed Helldorado village near 6th Street. The air is choked with dust kicked up by horses. You take a seat on wooden bleachers under the blazing sun. You watch real cowboys, covered in dirt and sweat, violently wrestle 1,800-pound steers to the ground. You see men clinging to the backs of bucking broncos, the crowd screaming in delight. Afterward, you walk through the carnival. There is a whiskerino contest, where local men have spent the last 3 months growing the longest, most unkempt beards possible just to win a prize. There is a mock kangaroo court roaming the streets. If you are caught wearing modern city clothes instead of cowboy gear, they playfully arrest you and throw you in a wooden stockade until you pay a small fine to charity. It is brilliant, shameless marketing. Las Vegas is actively writing its own mythology, realizing for the first time that if you build a fantasy, the world will travel across the desert to pay for it. By 5 p.m., the afternoon heat begins to wane. and you need to escape the dusty chaos of the rodeo. You get back in your car and drive south, out of the city limits, onto the barren two-lane asphalt ribbon known as Highway 91. Today, we know this exact stretch of road as the Las Vegas Strip, but in 1936, the Strip does not exist. There are no mega-resorts, no pyramids, no fake Eiffel Towers. There is nothing but miles of empty, scrub-covered desert stretching toward the horizon and the occasional dusty motel. But a few miles outside of town, you pull into the gravel parking lot of a low, Spanish mission-style building. This is the Pero Dice Club. You step inside, and the contrast to the gritty saloons of downtown is staggering. The air is cool, and the floor is covered in thick carpets. Tables are set with fine china and delicate lace. A live jazz band is playing softly in the corner. You sit down and order a perfectly mixed gin martini. This club is a glimpse into the future. Because it sits outside the city limits on the highway leading directly to Los Angeles, it has become a secret haven for Hollywood elites and wealthy Californians escaping the strict gambling laws of their home state. You might see the famous silent film star Clara Bow sitting at the roulette table, having driven up from her nearby walking box ranch. But look closer at the men running the games. The original owners of the Pero Dice were local operators, but organized crime from Chicago and New York is already quietly slipping into the desert. They realize that a state with fully legalized gambling is the perfect machine for washing illicit money. It will be another 10 years before the infamous mobster Bugsy Siegel builds the Flamingo, but the seeds of the mafia's absolute control over Las Vegas are being planted right here in this quiet, elegant room on a desolate highway. You are watching the blueprint of the mega resort being drawn in real time. By 8 p.m., the sun vanishes behind the Spring Mountains, and the desert plunges into total darkness. You drive back up Highway 91, heading toward downtown. As you approach Fremont Street, you witness the true miracle of 1936. Before the dam, nighttime in Las Vegas was dim, lit only by dull, incandescent bulbs. But tonight, Fremont Street is a blinding, hypnotic canyon of light. The cheap, limitless electricity flowing from the Hoover Dam has allowed the casino owners to embrace a brand new technology, neon. You walk down the center of the street. Above your head, massive, custom-blown glass tubes filled with electrified neon and argon gas buzz with a distinct electric hum. They glow in impossible shades of brilliant, piercing red, deep ocean blue, and vibrant green. The lights reflect off the hoods of the parked cars and bathe the faces of the crowds in a surreal Technicolor glow. Fremont Street is earning its legendary nickname, Glitter Gulch. You walk into the Hotel Apache, one of the premier establishments in town. It boasts the first elevator in the city, and the air inside is comfortably cooled by an early, massive evaporative cooling system. The casino floor is an absolute madhouse of sound and smoke. Thick clouds of cigar and cigarette smoke hang in the air, illuminated by low-hanging lamps over the green felt tables. The dealers are not wearing polished corporate uniforms. They wear simple vests and visors, dealing blackjack with lightning speed. There are no plastic casino chips here. The currency of the realm is solid silver. The sound is defining, the constant, heavy, metallic clinking of Morgan and Peace silver dollars hitting the wooden tables, and the mechanical ratcheting K-chunk of the early slot machines, the one-armed bandits. You stand at the craps table, placing a stack of silver coins on the felt. The man next to you is a wealthy businessman from Chicago. The man on your other side is a dam worker who hasn't bathed in 2 days. At the gambling table, the social hierarchy of America completely dissolves. There is only the roll of the dice, the spin of the roulette wheel, and the intoxicating, deeply addictive rush of the risk. By midnight, you step out of the casino and back onto the neon-drenched street. The desert air has finally cooled, bringing a sharp, refreshing chill to the valley. You look up at the glowing signs, and then you look past them, out into the absolute pitch-black void of the Mojave Desert surrounding the town. In most cities, midnight brings a slowing down, a natural end to the day. But in Las Vegas, the clocks do not matter. The casinos do not have windows, and they do not have clocks on the walls. The city has explicitly designed an environment where time is suspended, where the outside world of the Great Depression, of poverty, and of consequence is entirely erased. You realize that this town is not a natural settlement. It shouldn't exist. It is a geographical impossibility, sustained entirely by the massive concrete dam holding back the river 30 miles away, and fueled by the primal, unquenchable human desire for fantasy and instant wealth. In a few decades, the mobsters will build palaces of glass and steel. The atomic bombs will detonate in the northern deserts, and tourists will watch the mushroom clouds from hotel rooftops. The Rat Pack will command the showrooms, and the tiny auto courts will be replaced by monuments that replicate Paris, Rome, and Egypt. But the soul of Las Vegas wasn't forged in those mega resorts. It was forged right here in 1936. It was forged in the dust of the rodeo, the roar of the turbines, and the blinding glow of the very first neon tubes. They took a barren, hostile wasteland, poured 1 million tons of concrete, legalized human vice, and built an empire of light in the middle of the dark. This video is brought to you by the Paladin Learn History app.